Hello. This tutorial is intended for applicants who are in the process of a permit application with Building Department at City of San Jose, utilizing SJePlan, also known as ProjectDox. This video demonstrates the steps following the completion of department review stage and during the permit issuance process. Please refer to our other tutorials for steps prior to issuance. Once all technical reviews associated with the application have been completed and deemed acceptable, the workflow will move to the Public Works Department clearance stage. Most projects requiring plan review by Building Department would also trigger a Public Works conformance review which occurs during department review stage. However, scope of the project may require obtaining separate additional permits directly from Public Works Department. Activities related to such permits would not be within Building Department's ProjectDox. However, they are represented by the Public Works Development Clearance Release task, shown here. For as long as Public Works clearance have not been granted, building application cannot proceed to issuance stage. So you must address any comments from Public Works review, and pursue your applications with them, in a timely manner, to avoid unintended delays. Public Works clearance may be granted prior to completion of other plan reviews. In such cases, ProjectDox will automatically advance the workflow to issuance review stage, within a few minutes of reaching this step, which will result in the active task shown in green, to appear inside issuance review block, as shown here. Once workflow reaches the issuance review step, application will be placed in the queue to be reviewed by one of the permit center staff. If any action by applicant is needed at this stage, permit center may create issuance review comments and route the workflow back to applicant, in which case applicant issuance response task will be initiated. As a result, applicant issuance response task will become the active task in workflow and will show in green. Once this task is triggered, you would receive an email notification similar to what is shown here. Once you have reviewed the email, click on Start Task button. You will be routed to ProjectDox login screen. Enter the email address and password you have used for your ProjectDox account and click on Login. You will be routed to the project page, and applicant issuance response task e-form will also automatically open in a separate pop-up window. This action will also constitute acceptance of the task, which can be seen by clicking inside the main project window. Please note, there may be a short gap until this page shows the latest data. However, you can always manually refresh the page by clicking on Refresh button. To go back to task e-form, click on the task link or Complete button next to it. Scroll down to Step 1. In Step 1, you can invite a new user to the project, or remove an existing user from the project. Please refer to our tutorial video on Applicant Upload and Submit task, for instruction on this step, as they are similar. However, during issuance review stage, in contrast with other applicant tasks providing the same feature, you also have the option to add a new user to applicant group, who will be able to accept the tasks in ProjectDox and perform necessary actions, same as the main ePlan applicant could. You must pick the intended group to which you would like to add a new user by selecting it from the drop-down list. You may also remove an existing user, except yourself, from the view-only or applicant groups which would revoke their access to this application in ProjectDox. To demonstrate this feature, let's assume the scenario where main ePlan applicant intends to delegate the ProjectDox tasks and responsibilities to a different user, such as the owner or contractor, during issuance step. First, select the group applicant from the drop-down menu. Then enter the information for the new user and click on Invite User. You can now verify that the user you just invited to this project can be found in the drop-down menu in the Remove User section. Then click on Save for Later button to exit the task e-form. The newly invited user will receive an email notification similar to what is shown here, indicating that they have been invited to this project as a member of applicant group. If the user has never had an account in ProjectDox with the email address used to invite them, they will also receive an additional email to create a new account. Procedure would be the same as was provided in our other tutorials for main ePlan applicant. To show the process, we now switch to a side-by-side view. Left side shows the ProjectDox task tab for main ePlan applicant. Right side shows the view of the same tab as seen by newly added user, which we would refer to as user 2, for this demonstration. To relinquish the current active task, ePlan applicant must click on the symbol next to the Complete button, which is used to reassign a task. Then confirm that you would want to proceed with this action, and make this task available to entire group. Once the task has been reassigned, it will become visible to all members of the applicant group. You can see that task now shows on both sides of the screen and it is pending to be accepted. Reassignment of a task will also result in task notification email to be resent to all current members of the applicant group, including the main ePlan applicant, as seen here. Going back to ProjectDox side-by-side view, user 2 now accepts the task, by clicking on the Accept button or the hyperlink next to it. Task e-form will open and is now available to user 2, to perform all necessary actions to address it. You would also note that once the task is accepted by user 2, it will no longer show in main ePlan applicant's account. This is the core behavior of ProjectDox, in that each task can only be accepted by one user. However, for as long as more than one user is listed in the applicant group, each time a task associated with the applicant group in ProjectDox is initiated, all such users will be notified and can accept the task. We will continue the remainder of this tutorial, with user 2 account, performing the applicant's role. Click on the Reviews tab. Then use the status filter at top of the page to show only the current unresolved comments. Review the comments and provide a response for each comment in the allocated box in front of it. All comments must have a response before application can be resubmitted. Once you have responded to all comments, navigate to Tasks tab. Click on the task link or the Complete button next to it to open the task e-form. Scroll down to Step 3. In Step 3, you can upload any PDF file required in response to issuance review comments as needed for completion of application. Upload procedure is identical to steps demonstrated in our other tutorials for responding to plan review comments. However, during issuance review step, you may upload files only to the Permit Center Documents and Forms folder. Click on the button for this folder to open the upload window. Navigate to the location in your local computer where the files you would like to upload are located. Select the files and drag them into the upload window as shown here. File names shall conform to City of San Jose Electronic Plan Review Guidelines for ProjectDox and is identical to instructions provided in other tutorials. In this example, you would note that one of the files was detected by ProjectDox as not meeting the naming convention, since its descriptor text string exceeds 30 characters and hence an error has been raised. You must remove non-conforming files from upload window, amend them as needed to conform to submittal guidelines and then re-upload. Once you have completed importing the files into the upload window, click on Start Upload button. You can confirm that all files have been uploaded to ProjectDox by opening the destination folder in the task e-form. If there are no additional files to be uploaded, scroll down to Step 4. Review all confirmation notes and acknowledge each by selecting on each checkbox next to the notes to reveal the Resubmit button. Then click on Resubmit. You will receive one last message, warning that you would not be able to upload any files or make any changes to the application beyond this point at this time. You must confirm to continue. Following the completion of the task, a notification email, similar to what is shown here, will be sent to the user uploading the files, containing list of all files received by ProjectDox during issuance response task. Please note, you must have accepted your task before uploading any files, otherwise files uploaded prior to acceptance of the task will not appear in this confirmation email even though they have been received in ProjectDox. You can always confirm all the files received by system by navigating to the Files tab and viewing the contents of the folders. At this point, workflow has moved back to issuance review step and will be reviewed by one of Permit Center staff based on order of receipt and resource availability. Once issuance review has been completed and no more outstanding comments exist, application will be updated to approved status. An email notification, similar to what is shown here, will be sent to all users in applicant and applicant view-only groups indicating that approved permit documents for the application are ready. Please note, depending on the system workload, it may take several minutes from the time of this email for the files to become available in ProjectDox. To download the files, click on Download button inside the email. You will be routed to ProjectDox login page. Enter your email and password for ProjectDox account and click on Login. You will be routed to ProjectDox Files tab, where you would see a new folder called Issued Documents now visible in your account. Click on Issued Documents folder and you will find all permit documents within this folder. Click on the checkbox at top of the page to select all files. Then click on Download button. A compressed zip file would be created that contains all the issued documents. Click on Download Zip and select a location on your local computer for the zip file to be downloaded. You may then navigate to that location and unzip the file and access individual files. You could also download files individually or select only some of the files to be downloaded as shown here. Once you have downloaded the approved files, you must review and prepare your documents for use in field, as noted in the email notification. This concludes the tutorial on applicant issuance response task, and accessing the final permit documents.